Okay. When we have the different algorithm that we can use it, one algorithm that personally I consider the best one is called merge search. Merge search allow us to not to use it into big N square, but it has a very specific way to solve it, this kind of sorting that I would like you to see it. Please enter these values into that page and just press run. When you press run, it will here appear you the visualization. And I want you to start looking what is going on over here. And when you finish watching everything, let's discuss it. What do you think is happening in this algorithm? And then we will code it together, okay? Please just go over it and try to see it. Just open it, add the elements here, run it, and here you just, in this case, go element by element. And when you finish, like in 2, 3 minutes, tell me what's happening over there, how that is working, and we will code it together. Okay? Let's take 5 minutes. Okay. I hope that you have enough time to go over what is happening in this case into this a merge search. Can someone take some time and explain me what you understood about it? How that is working?
So
Abek?
first we need to divide our array to smallest pieces as possible. There was write it like to even it's if it's possible to even numbers.
Mm.
So until we will not able to divide,
Um, till we are not able to divide.
and we will have only one number we can divide. We can that time we can compare.
Okay. And divide when we have one element in the array, right? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, and in this step we have two numbers in one array, and we need to compare them to each other and need the smallest one.
Ah,
Yeah. When we found smallest one, we need to place it at the first position, and the other
uh,
put
uh-huh.
on the second place after this step. We finish it with this piece.
Uh-huh.
So, and we have the next piece and on the same level. Each pieces, they are positioned in different levels. I mean, yeah, we need to do with the other array in the same level. The same thing, because only two numbers there.
Exactly.
When we finish it with two arrays, we need to find. So we have two arrays, and it's
Uh-huh.
two numbers. Total is
Uh,
four numbers. So we need to find the smallest number of this place. I can't recall. Smallest only.
okay, the smallest in this array, right? Like we have 4 and you find the smallest one in
I think
that play,
so.
right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, okay. But remember that in the previous step, you already swapped the smallest. The smallest will always be in the position 0. They
So
will always,
we need to find the smallest number in the position 0 from each arrays. So I mean, we have two arrays, and we need to compare the first elements. I mean, the elements in the first position.
yes.
Yeah,
And
and place it in the main array. So I already confused. I can't recall. So yeah, we place it. So 1, 3, 2, 5. It's really not so simple, I think, because if in the first array we had a 1 and 3, in the second we had a 2 and 5, so we found the smallest is 1. I placed 1 in the first position. Maybe I had in the first array 1, 2, in the second 3, 5. I cannot place just both of
they
numbers.
keep it they keep it in the same place. That is not a problem.
Really?
If they don't need to be sorted, it's okay. You just pass it.
2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, this place I'm not good. I forgot.
Okay, it's okay. Thank you. The other, what else we can add, or what else, vector or like a meset, or whether we can add it here extra to our algorithm, to this merge sort. Kai, would you mind to tell me what you understood going over there?
Yeah,
In your words.
it was a kind of a dividing into two. It was a divide and conquer method, I believe. So it was dividing until and go down deep. And it's so I mentioned that so when it divided into two, it's gonna take the left part first, do the left part first, and then goes to the right part. It was an approach, first the left part and then right part. From the checking, yeah, and everything else is like Vector explained, yeah. So when it's divided until undividable parts, it's just started comparing and to put into bigger arrays and to start kind of merging it back. It's kind of divided everything and then merging that. So yeah, only the question, I don't know how many memory does this algorithm needs. I don't know. A lot? Oh, okay, because it looks like
Same.
you have to divide everything. So I had a feeling that it needs some space to do all these operations.
Childesbeck, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I'm just telling that it's gonna be bigger one, space complexity, because it depends on from our how many numbers we have. For example, if we
One?
have two, or for example, if we have 4 numbers in our array, we will create only 2 variables. But if we have like hundreds, then we're gonna create like 50 variables. Not 50, because I mean, we're gonna create like divide by 50, then 50 divided by 225, then 12. Oh, actually not 50. Yeah. 12, then 6, then 3, something like that. Yeah. But anywhere, it's bigger, still
but
big O n,
it's
right?
not. Oh, you said big O n, right? Not one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Big O.
I mean,
Well,
I think it's a logo one, maybe.
but wait, what if we will create all these spaces inside
Logo.
of the for loop,
I
right?
think
Or inside of the while loop?
no. I
So
think
that
it's
means it's gonna be
logo.
okay, well, Childesbeck, let him Childesbeck to finish his idea
Okay.
about the that one.
You mean, no, I was thinking like, what if, for example, we create for loop? Just imagine we create for loop, and inside of the for loop, we create like about 6, maybe 10, some variables. But in a finish of this loop, it's gonna remove everything, right? So does it mean, is it still gonna take some memory, or I mean, is it still big O n, or it's just big O1 because we gonna, for example, like take this memory just for the while it's our for loop is working, but after that we're gonna just delete everything. I mean, we're gonna clear everything. I don't know.
The thing is like this, because these algorithms, and you know what is the word that they give you here? It was in this case, we divided till we cannot divide it. Then every time that you are dividing, you are creating these smaller arrays, right? Like at the very end, you have all these. If you have 10 elements, you create 10 variables because they are the 10 spaces, the 10 arrays that you have it. And then you start joining and joining and joining and joining over there. It's every time here it was one word that is the one word that I divided till we don't have a space, compare the smallest in the first position. We need to array the smallest position to each array. We swap to the main position and we merge all of the different array that we have it. If we see it over here, basically you are creating all of this extra memory that you are having. All this, like this array exists, this array exists, this array exists, this array exists, and in the other side they will also exist the double, then it's almost exponential that we are using it into the merge sort. We can just say it, merge sort big O we have it here. Then method perform M to N and let's say memory. Here we'll have it. Is log N to N to 1 because it's creating it, this extra array that you are seeing over here. It's not exactly big about N to square, but it's creating something like a logarithmic of N because every time it's divided and it's created a smaller one. And you will see it here when we are creating it, all the smallest array that we will just go over here. Being honest, I will never ask the big O complexity that's something like this for one reason, because we will just using dynamic programming. Dynamic programming, or in this case, it would just go over here. Is what we were using in this case. We were using recursion.
But yeah, this merge algorithm, in which cases it's kind of usable?
Honestly,
for-
this is sort. We will just create our sort. Is the one that is used in JavaScript. JavaScript we use merge sort. The sort method in JavaScript uses merge sort. Okay. Okay. How merge sort in JavaScript is basically. Look, what sort of method? Merge sort is basically the concurrent argument. On this sort that we have it is using something similar. As I said before, this one is not that you are going to when you are at work, I will say, oh, please, here use merge sort. No, it's just an algorithm that we study in order to know how it works. It's not that you are going to go and apply it at your job. I mean, like it's stupid that you go and, oh, I will apply this algorithm. You just to understand how the things work inside the memory. At work, I will always just use array.sort. I mean, why I will make it more complicated? Oh, that is the funny part about the interviews. In the interview, they will say, can you please sort this array? Would you mind to not to use sort? The idea is to know what you know on how you do it, nothing more.
So it's just to check how deep is our knowledge in JavaScript, right?
Yes, it's
Merge.
basically just that, nothing more. But the idea of what I have right now is this one. You saw a problem, you saw how it's break it into pieces, you described the solution. Now I will start coding based on what you said. And then you will see that it's important to understand how something is working. And now that you know how it's working, we can transfer those words into code. The same thing that we did it in the previous one, right? In the previous, I asked you how to do it, and then I transformed your words into code. That is the main part of here. Look, let's start to say it. Let's create the function, and the function will call merge sort. This function merge sort, we will have one, we'll take one array. First part, you say, look, we need to go know the half, right? In order to divide it between two. Okay, let's just divide it in between two. And let's say cons half will be equals to, and we just, here I would just use a method dot maybe floor, and array dot length between two, right? This is the middle. This is what you said, even. I am trying to divide it even. I am passing, the array is creating two elements, left and right. I will just call it like this, put it in left and right. Then I say cons left, left, and I will say cons right. Okay, cons left, I just say array dot slice from the beginning to where? To the half, I think. And the second, array dot slice and from the half. Remember that in slice, if I don't tell that where to finish, is till the end. Just like that. A slice is from the beginning till one position. And if I don't tell it the end, if I don't tell it the end, go to the end. That I know. Now we divide it in two pieces. I divide it in two pieces. What I have to do again?
We have to again divide it on two again and again.
And what is that, my dear friend? Is in this case, you just say merge sort
Oh, so we can
with
call it again. Ah.
exactly. We call it again. And you know what? We call it again. Ah, okay. We say merge sort with the right. Okay. Then I am calling here. Look, I am arriving and doing it. Oh, left, left. Okay. Then I'm calling again. Let's see it. I am dividing, I am dividing, I am dividing. I need to stop somewhere. And as a vector say, I need to stop if array dot length dot length if array is less than 2, right? Because if it's not pair, vector say if it's pair, right? Try to do it pair. Then at least to have 2 in order to divide it. But if I cannot, I keep it like this. And what I am doing here, you know, I will just say return array. Okay, that is what I am doing. Okay, it's just be divided and divided. Yes, vector.
Is len th, not?
Thank you so much. You saved me a one headache. It's TH. Thank you. You already helped me with this.
I have the same
I-
problem. Yes, it's
all the time. All the time. I will give you this thing. This is one array. Would you mind to try what is doing it here right now? Or you know what? You know what? Let's use this one that we were using here in order to see it the same. Let's use this one. Let's not just use the one that I sent it to you. Let's use this second one. And here you have my code. Here is the code. Remember that you can just get it and then here let's just say it 1 second. And here let's just console.log left and right, because we need to see it, right? We need to see it, what's going on. And we just call merge sort with that array that I sent it to you. With this array.
Okay, we've got undefined. And
Ah,
then
it's okay. It's okay. The thing is like there are some times that this array doesn't have anything to the side. For example, you don't have anything to the left or to the right. It's just normal
Mhm.
that sometimes it's happening. Yeah. Or
Mario,
there you.
yeah, I didn't get when you use recursion, when you call the
Uh-huh.
function again. I thought you will divide only one time because you called only one time the function, but it happens again and again. It looks like while, but you are not using while. Why it happens again and again?
Because
You have a if, but it's okay.
okay, we have this. Let's just go over here and let's try. This is the response, and this is the array that we have it. We have the array. The array at the beginning, look for the half. Okay, look for the half. The length of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, is 8. Then the division is 4, right? It's just looking for 4. And you say, okay, divide from 0 to 4. From 0 to 4. And then go and take 1, 2, 3, 4. And take it, and divide it by 4. And create you. This is left, and this is right. Right? This is left, and this is right. What is happening here is,
So the first dividing happens when you call the function with left and right.
yes,
Right.
now you are saying, hey, Mersor, take left, take left. Then this function is arriving here again.
Yes.
Okay, then this one not, then divide it again between 2. But remember that right now it's just working with the very first left, the first left. The right now is not. Then say it here is 2, and then divide it between 2. Divided between 2. Okay. Then you are passing left, right? You are passing left. You pass left. And left, it will be this one. And the division, this one is 1. It will divide it like this. Because it's calling again. Look.
Yeah, I
It's
forgot
calling again.
recursion columns again. I thought
And
it's
what's
one time.
yeah. And then it's passing the right. The right is this one. The right is this one. Then it's divided it again. This is the one that is passing. And it's divided it again. And it's divided. And this is created. What happened now? Now finish the left side. Left side. What is going to happen now? Do you remember that we took this one? This one is the one that is working. Then now it's taking the right side. That in this case is this second array that is arriving here. This one that is here. Because this one is waiting. Is waiting. When is waiting? When the return function is here. Remember that the function stop till the, in this case, till the return. If there is no return, that thing is going to be all the time forever. And it's like, okay, when I finish, when my first array stop, when I start evaluating right, when the left is completely empty, okay? And this one, you can see it here. Look, we have it. We divide it in half. We divide it and then that in half. Look, that one we divided in half. When that is 0, we'll start with the other one. That is the right of the left. The right of the left. We divide it. And we will go. Don't pay it attention about what this merging, because the merging, we will do it right now. But the division makes sense. There is someone that Victor?
Yeah, thank you. I just forgot about recursion. I thought he will call function only one time, but yeah, it's Do you remember when I tried to explain the logic of that sorting, I stopped in one place. I said I didn't understand. Can you please open again that website?
Yeah,
Exactly. This part I didn't get. So when we are comparing two arrays with two numbers.
don't worry. This is the second part.
Okay.
That is, this is a second function, right? My question is, so far, dividing. Okay, dividing is okay. Now, when you are dividing, you have, and this is what Vector is saying, when you are dividing, you finish with two arrays, left and right, in one element. I hope you don't mind if we continue and we finish this algorithm, right? Not to give it to or you want to take a break and then we return, we merge, or we finish?
No, let's finish because I
Yeah,
afraid we will forget everything.
exactly the same. And then remember, we finish with one element and one element. Then what we do, we need to merge it. Okay, this is just a common name. Then we just go with a function. This function, let's left and right? Function merge. Function merge. We want, as a vector say, I want to take the small number of these two elements and put it together. Okay, then I need to save it somewhere. Then I will just create a cons and it will just say like a merge it. Okay, merge it. And this is just an array. Here's come the interesting part. When we are looking for the small number. When we have two elements, I put the smaller one on the left and the bigger on the right. I can assume that the elements in the position 0, they are always the smallest. They are always the smallest, and I don't have any other option. That is, I will just use a while. A while, when I can compare two arrays, when they have elements, because if they don't have elements, I cannot compare. Like if I have, for example, left with one element and right with 0, I cannot compare anything. When happened this one? That one is happening here. Let me just go over here. Oh, I make an error. I will run it. I go and divide it. Here I have two elements. Then I take the small element and this one that you are seeing over there, this empty array is this one, is merged. Because now I'm going to merge. What I am going to do right now is compare what is in the left and that is in the right. Which one is smaller? The 7 is the smallest. Okay. I put the 7. Then I cannot compare because I just have one element. I will just put it up. I'll just put it up. Continue with me in this case. While left dot length and right dot length. If they have it, we'll go over here. Let's check it. This one, I hope that we don't have any inconvenience. And we say, if left in the position 0, is smaller than the right in the position 0, okay, I know that the smallest one, the smallest element in this case is in the left. Then I will just say merge it dot push. And because I know that I had to remove one element, I just say, okay, I need from the left and I say chief. Okay, at least we know chief, take the first element of an array and is mutating the array, right? In the contrary, it's almost the same thing, but from the right. What we are doing? We have two elements. We have two elements. Okay. Let me just go with the other one that is a little bit bigger. We have two arrays. We have two arrays. Remember that we know that the smallest element always exists in the position 0. We create the variable, and we evaluate the numbers. We take 7 and 4, which is smaller. Smaller in this case is 4. We put it 4 over there. Now I have 7 and 5. Which one is smaller? 5. I take the 5 and I put it in my memory. Here, I don't have anything. Because I don't have anything, I just take these two elements and I am putting it basically on top. 7 and 8. Because I mean, I know that they are sorted. I put it up. That is what I am doing here. I am just checking, eliminating one number, and saving it here in merge it. Makes sense what we have over here?
Yeah.
For you, yeah, and for the other ones? Kai, Victor, Ryan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
The only
Okay.
thing is, Mario, is it like, are we sure that when we're using merge that push, it's gonna first push that left number on left, and then only shift it from the left? I mean,
No, no.
is it possible that it will shift first? I mean, delete it first and then add?
Yes, that is going to happen. Just to let me confirm you something. What happened when you use shift? Shift remove one element from the array and give you that element. That is what is happening. Shift remove and like a vomit
Oh,
that element.
shift returning something to you, right?
Yes,
Oh, okay, I see. Thanks.
that is why it's given to you. Shift it and it stay here in this parenthesis and then you push it. That is why it's working, not for another thing. Okay, now I have to return something.
Excuse me, Mario, in this case,
Yeah.
if you have on the left side and the right side two elements, is going to shift out, and the first one is going to be 0. It will always compare on the 0 indexes, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
so
shift out. Okay.
okay, let's go over here. Let me just go over here. If you see it, the idea of this algorithm is that you will always have, it will arrive when they have two numbers. When these two numbers exist, because we have position, you say, okay, check in the position 0. Which one of these two is the smallest one? Say, it's 7. And from these two, I don't have anything. Then the 8 is the one that is go. Then it go to the other part of the algorithm, here. And it take two numbers. Which one is the smallest one? And you say, okay, the smaller one is not the 5, it's the 4. Then I take the 4, I put the 4 on top, and I put the 5. If you see it all the time, and you can be 100% secure that this, what is on the left will always be the smallest one. Now, first one, you will compare. This one, okay, you will compare. You will compare this one with this one. Which one is smaller? The 4. Okay, then we remove the 4 and I put the 4 here. Then you compare, look, this is the position 0, but because I mutate the array, now this is the position 0. Then say 7, that is in the position 0, 7 and 5. Then it's 5. Then I will put the number 5 here. And these two, because I mean, I know that they are sorted and the one is the left is smaller than the other one. Then I pass it here. That is what is doing. Make sense? Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, can you go back to code now?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, here is the code. And then what we have to do is we have to return something, right? And what I will return? I will return what I have merged.
Sorry, I was talking.
Sorry. Tell.
So yeah, left length and right length, right? In this case, it's going to be left length is going to be 1, and right length is going to be -1.
Then it will just go down. Because it's not possible, right? Because if you have length 0 or -1 or whatever, then it's not existing length.
Yeah, and then so yeah, because on the right side we shifted both of the elements. We don't have anything, but on the left side we have 7 and 8. And then
and then what you say?
and
Okay,
then what's gonna just
we return it, and we always know that left is smaller, but if there is something in right, we also take it. I mean, maybe I don't know where is something. What can happen is that maybe these are empty, but there is nothing to do over here. And we are just sending. And this one that you are seeing here is this one, this array that you are seeing. Look, I am just saying, which one is the small? And I started to compare. This is my sorted array that I created. This is this merged. Merged is returning back this for something that 4, then put 4. This is 7, right? Then check 7 and 5. 7 and 5. Get the 5. And then I have 8 and 7. What I am doing is I am pushing these two elements up. But here is just evaluating. But it doesn't, look, one become empty, copy all the values to the sorted array. Okay, if one is empty, if this or this is empty, copy the values to the array that you are giving back.
okay.
And believe me or no, it's ready. We can take any array, for example here, this array, and I will just say console.log, merge sort, and I will pass this array, I save it. Oh, length, right, length. Merge sort. Yes. I have an error here that if someone can see it, this in the right length.
Yeah, I was thinking about this place. Is it should be and or it should be or?
It has to be and because
Okay.
both has to exist in this case. And let's see, okay, then is correct in this case. Then we have merged. Usually I have in this case some like a merge. Yes, we are saying merge, sort.
Wait, I think there is a problem that right now in a function merge, we're trying to get access to left and right,
Yes.
but our constant left and right, it's inside of another function, right? It's not in global scope.
No, because you are passing it
Oh,
here.
we are passing. Oh, we are passing. Never mind.
Yeah, we're passing it here. Let's say it. It's usually some. Let's say it. Merge is passing into array. Believe me that it is something very clumsy that I have done it here because array and array. Let me just go. Same console log here. Say and loss. Because it's like I am passing something that that doesn't exist. It's telling me this guy here. Let me see. I have this merged. Okay, this is okay. And then I am getting shift. Push shift. SHIFT. Yeah, that is completely correct. Where I am, believe me that I am, I am creating, has to be something very, very stupid that I have passed here. Half, getting the half is divided and is divided, and then is arriving here, then left and right. Right is right, left, yeah, okay. And I am pushing the right, left, and right, and I am returning. There is a moment that I am passing one into the right something incorrect. Merge. Boss, they have to have it, yeah. This is correct, but it's telling me.
Yeah, it's something related to length. I think in this case, I don't know, we have different numbers here.
Yeah, it has to.
Can ChatGPT find a mistake here?
Oh yeah, sure. But the idea that
I mean,
uh,
I think it's something very invisible, like it's a very small thing. I also
yeah, look here, this undefined that
It's a very
the
small bug, invisible.
yeah, no, is that undefined that is arriving over there. Okay. That's slide. And that is what Childesbeck
Mario,
was yes.
is it because, for example, when we have three elements, we are again calling it, right? I mean, for example, right now, for example, we have 5 and 8, we can divide it by 2. But in that case, when we have only one, yeah, I mean, oh no, we have if, right? If array length less than 2. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, no, it should return, it should stop.
yeah, it will return at least one element and it will stop over here. Then,
Mario,
No.
can you just try to delete one number
no.
from array? Because
Uh,
it's not even, maybe he can find the right when we write, even if we use floor.
yeah, but even though, look, it's returning undefined. The problem is here. The problem is here. Return, merge it. Okay. Ah, oops.
By the way, it's gonna, when we're returning this 3 merged left and right, it's gonna be like array of 3 arrays, right?
Yeah, but it will be, no, it will be just an array because I am just
Oh.
splitting it. Look,
Okay, cool.
look here. First mistake is just like this. It's not needed this one. This merge has to be returned. It will never return that that one. It will never work. There you have. I told you that it was something very simple that I forgot it. That it is. Is this the error? I was never returning anything between this and merge. That means like this one, the first time it was arriving here, it was arriving here. This merge was never returning back. Then this one is an error. But when you return, and the moment that I create the return, in this case, the function continue creating the stack. And that's it. Without returning, JavaScript is not creating me the stack of the execution. It's just, okay, I am executing that one time. Doesn't matter. I mean, like, I don't care about the other element, but the way you are saying return, in this case, you are creating the stack of the execution and all the functions are stacking one after another. And that was the inconvenience that you have. It's not about to have in this case pair numbers or not numbers, just like that. I just forgot to return that element. Merge sort.
This recursion thing is so powerful.
Yeah, but so easy
But
to get
it's so
confused.
yeah, it's so complicated to understand. But it looks so simple, but it's so yeah.
Yeah,
Mario,
but yeah.
that moment, what I also like didn't get, it's not clear for me that on function merge in line 26, so we have if lefts on yes, right there, if left on index 0 is less than right, then push left to merge it, right? And I thought the first time, I mean, I thought we have to, after merge, that push left shift, and after that I thought we have to add like, and after you merge, you push the left, push right also. Because right now it's gonna do only one thing, right? It will push left or right. For example, if it pushed left, but what about right? I mean, when it's pushing right, right?
Because remember that when we are lessing, like we have two arrays, 8, 7, and we have here 5 and 9. let's go here. You have left and right. They both have a space. Then you get this one or this one. Which one is going to push right now? It's going to push the
Right.
5. The 5.
Mhm.
Okay.
No,
But
first there
how
should
is
be
pushing?
7, 8.
Yes. And now what do we push? We shift, right? We shift. Then we get the
Mhm.
5 and the
Mhm.
5 go here. Stay over there. Now you go again because this is a while and both they have it. 8 and 9. Okay. Which one is smaller? The left. Then I remove this 8 and this 8. I put it here. Now you have 7 and okay, this one is a mistake. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. When is pushing right is when it's smaller. When let's say like at this one.
Yep.
5
Just
and
for example, 5 and
4.
yeah, 4.
4.
Okay. Now it will push 4,
It
right?
will push. It will push
Mhm.
4 here
So right
on the right.
length is nothing. So it's false.
Then go
So
down and return it. Merge it. That is
we have
4.
return merge.
Yeah. And then you have left. What is in left? 5. Then it's
Mm,
giving 5. And what is in right? Nothing. Then
Nothing.
nothing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Then this one return. And what is this one right now? It will be again, in this case, the solution that you have here, the first element, Then that information that is coming here will start merging with the other one. They will just repeating this merged option that you are having, because here you
Yeah.
have the first 2 elements, then it will take the other 2 elements that is arriving from the left, that are this one that you have here.
Yeah, now I see because I missed that return merge left and right. Yeah, I see.
There you have it over here. And that is what I will suggest you, and this is for the other class. If you want, try to don't look for the solution. Look, everything that you are seeing here, everything that you are hearing here, these are methods that exist. It's not needed you to memorize how they work, but it's good to know how they work for one reason. For the reason that you just train your brain, like, oh, I am divided, I am doing this and that allows you to think about the algorithm. What we did it is something that if you use it right here, something like a merge sort JavaScript, JavaScript, you will just find it. It's just here the code. Look, it's basically the same that we did right now. I mean, it's nothing. Look, they used the one if and they are moving instead of using they are using a while or whatever. You will find different version of the same stuff, the same thing that they make the merge on top. Look, this one is exactly the same that we did it. But what I wanted to show you is how it is working, how it is working in the YouTube. The other one is called that is interesting, is called Quicksort. Quicksort. That if you want it, this is very good because it's not using, in this case, extra memory. It's just swapping on the place. I will suggest you just to try to see how it works and try to replicate. Not because you will, it's mostly because it will just help you in this case to understand how these elements are work, or uh, how the arrays work. Nothing more. And this is so
Yeah,
yes,
thank
Kai.
you. Yeah, thank you. It's good website here to practice, I think, algorithms.
Yeah, you see it. Mhm.
Yeah, it's a visually good to understand. And for merge sort algorithm, so we will need to use two functions, right? Okay, it's yeah, to know. Okay.
You can do it in one, but it just will look a little bit messy, all the code inside, but possible.
Okay.
Okay. Then basically, this is merge sort. As I said, it's not something that is like that important for everyday work. It's mostly for understanding how the things are working and just to see how the code and the powerful of recursion. Because recursion is very powerful, and in case with this that is stacking all the operation to create something. Okay. Let's take 10 minutes break. Yes, Vector, tell me.
Oh, no. Is it really recursion? Or in the line 20, it's half recursion, right?
No, this is the recursion. Look, this is the recursion that is happening here.
Oh, I thought they have had a different similar name, merge and merge sort. I thought, yeah, it's different function. Okay.
Yeah, this is merge. This is merge.
I thought
And
you
this.
recursion for two recursions and okay.
Okay.
Okay. It's very interesting. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, welcome. And without the return, this one get executed one time. But when you create the return, the stack of the execution is working. Then we will do something. When we return, let's go a little bit low in the scene. And let's talk about TypeScript. Okay, let's start with just TypeScript. TypeScript playground. Playground. We will be using this one. It's just a playground. Don't expect a lot. Today we were just talking what is the difference, what we have it, and different type of types, and that's it. We will stop the part of algorithm right now. Okay. Go, rest 10 minutes, and when we return, we talk a little bit about TypeScript. Okay. Then let's continue what we were saying. Oh, and Nur Sultan, hello. Just in case, we just checked bubble sort and merge sort during the first part of the class. And right now we are just going to talk about uh, TypeScript for the reason that not to give too much algorithm all the time and finish talking just myself at the end of the class. Okay. Then we are going to be using this playground. Playground that we have over here. First of all, I would like to know what do you know about TypeScript? What you have heard about TypeScript? Someone has ever used it? Someone has any knowledge about it, or someone that you want to share about it? Just to know where we can start.
Nothing. I know
Okay,
absolutely nothing.
that's good. That's better.
Yeah, I only know that it's extension to JavaScript, but yeah, I never, I think I never use it.
Okay.
So yeah, but I remember it's so you have to compile something or something like that to run it, right? It is just, oh, we don't need to do it. It's gonna do it automatically.
Okay. What else? Someone knows? Extra? Yes, Arina?
As I heard, that we can use this TypeScript for debugging. There could be lots of problems in our code because of different types of elements. And to pretend, is it correct word? I don't know, but to know before we type something or to do something before these problems, we just use it not to do the simple mistakes.
Yes, that is also true to avoid mistake. Okay. Some say compile, then the others say avoid simple mistake. Believe me that even very complex mistakes we can we can avoid with that. Someone else.
I just heard from some of instructors that he was based on JavaScript, but he gives us some accurate, like, to make more exactly what we need to do. Like, he help us.
Yeah. That also makes sense. I mean, I just want to go over it and at least to answer. Yeah. Okay. First one, yes, is compiled. Yes, it's compiled.
It's not interpreted?
No, it's compiled.
Okay.
On yes, but it's compiled in this case because the IntelliSense basically is running every single time that you are making any changes. And it's not interpreted actually in this case because if you see the code that you are sending the TypeScript, in this case the TypeScript that you are passing get compiled before when this gets compiled, it means get transformed into JavaScript before it go into execution. That is why it's completely compiled, and don't believe to me, we can just say it is TypeScript compiled or interpreted. Okay, TypeScript must be compiled or basically transpiled. That it will be the exactly word that we have it. You can just go over it because it's compiled during in this case runtime, because TypeScript cannot be interpreted by anything. I mean, the browser doesn't understand TypeScript. TypeScript is just for us, that and the time that when we are going to deliver our project, all this TypeScript that we write it gets transformed into JavaScript, because the browser doesn't understand TypeScript. Yes, you can use next, wherever, but no, sorry, but
Oh,
the
okay.
browser just understand JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. That's it.
I thought it generating executable object file.
No. I actually just generated a JavaScript file.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just that is why it's compiled, but it's interpreted in one time. When we are writing in our VS Code, it's get interpreted by in this case our browser, and we have something that's called IntelliSense. Maybe I am not writing well, but this IntelliSense that is giving you this option to display the errors. To display the error by this IntelliSense. It's completely based on JavaScript. And what is happening? Let's just understand the problems that we have. There are two types of language. There are many types, but let's divide it in two. That is typed languages and loose language. Let's call it loose language. What mean loose languages? JavaScript is a loose language or not typed language. That means like I don't care what I am saying. I can do it like this. Function sum is a element and element 2. And I can say return element plus element 2. And I just say sum. And I will say tomatoes. And is a type. And I will say none. Okay, run. They're saying that they have some error. Implicitly had any type, doesn't matter. We have logged because I never console log anything here. Let's say console.log. And we say console.log. We save that thing and we run it. There is something, right? Tomato subject. And it's not an error.
How can it can be possible?
It's possible in JavaScript. If you string stalls, it will process it and give it to you. This is absolutely illogical. I mean, this is completely nonsense. Oh, you know what? I will do it even more. I will say true. Okay, I will run it. Tomatoes true. Let's make it even funnier. Let's make it here 3. 3 plus true, and we run it 4. I mean, like, how? Yes, that you want to say something?
Is it true? So is it true is 1, right? It's gonna be
Yeah,
okay. That's
it's just making something like it's how do you say that in English?
But JavaScript doesn't care what type of our value, right? He's trying to give us something at least.
That is JavaScript is so. Look, when I describe JavaScript, I always say like, JavaScript is a mule. You put it wherever you put it in the back and it will move. JavaScript will always try to resolve because JavaScript is very smart in this way that is always to try to find the solution for you. But sometimes you are not that smart to tell JavaScript what to do, and it's very prone to problems. Okay, very prone to problems. Here's come the thing. Word JavaScript. TypeScript is just adding types and saying what you are expecting to receive. For example, and I say, Sarina, I will give you, Sarina say, look, Mario, we need books and we need something else. And we are expecting something and she's expecting something. And for example, I say, chili's back. I will give you, I don't know, 2 tomatoes and 2 onions, make a soup. Okay, that is the idea, right? You are expecting something. But what you are expecting here, wherever, and what you are expecting here, any, then doesn't matter what you got. TypeScript is just this one, just these 2 points, and telling this person, hey, what do you want? I want a number. Ah, okay. And what do you want? I want a number 2. And then look what is happening here. And TypeScript is telling me, hey, you know what? You are telling me that you will give me 2 numbers. But this true is not a number. Now we run it. It's still calculated, but here at least you have the error. And this is what the compiler will give it to you. It's not that it's not going to compile, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to tell you there is an error. You are telling me that you are giving me 2 numbers, and here you're not giving me a number. Okay, I give it a number. Error, bye-bye. And I can be even more explicit. I can say this function will return a string. I am getting 2 numbers, but I am returning a string. That is what I am expecting. And here it said, Mario, but I will return you a number. Okay. I use my, in this case, template literal. I just template literal here. And now I am fulfilling the function. I am taking 2 numbers and I am returning a string.
It's very it's actually ended up with tightly strict language.
Is that? It's just that. First one.
It looks like a Swift, really, you know, Swift language dialect, the way you assign the types.
It's very similar, honestly.
Yeah. To Swift,
Okay.
Swift.
Perfectly. Yes.
So to use TypeScript, we just need to change our syntaxes, right? We don't need to install anything. We can just insert TypeScript.
No.
Okay.
There is something you will have to, for today. We will not do it. If you want, you can do it in the future. 2 things I can tell you. If you are using, in this case, React, you can start using TypeScript. And just when you install npm React or Byte or wherever that you are using it, they have the option for TypeScript. You just do it. If you are using it in your computer and you just want to use simple stuff like this, I think I will not suggest you to install everything in your compiler. You can just simply use one online for now. You need to install a compiler for TypeScript in this case and make all the installation and those stuff. If you want it, I can do it next class, but today we will just go and talk a little bit about it. Okay. Then,
Mario, I have a question.
yes.
For example,
Yeah.
so when we need to create any variables like with const or let, do we need to identify type right away?
Yes and no. Because TypeScript is very smart with the constant. First thing, I will start to using the normal way to declare. When you are declaring a constant, then say it. This will be P. Then I say 3, 4, 14, right? Just saying like this. When it's a constant, always uppercase. That is the way. I understand that is a constant. And 2 things, the constant, they don't change. And because the constant don't change, usually when there is just a, do you remember that we have two types? We have primitives and we have non-primitives. Okay. With the primitives, you don't do it because TypeScript immediately do this. It's typed into that. And I am telling you, this element will never change. Then the type is the type 3.14. If I can just type it like a number, but it will not change anything. When you have a constant that is a number, that is a string, that is a Boolean, that will never change, is not needed to type it because TypeScript will type it for you right away. Let's say it. Const name user. Let's say database. That is an information that will never change. My user. Look, this one will never change. Then TypeScript, we will type it as a unique variable. You can type it as a string. You can type it as a string. Nothing is going to change. You have here. It's a string.
Is it so yeah big so yeah with capital number so capital letters, is it a convention?
Yes.
How to name it? But yeah, we never did that for our JavaScript, right? Is it only for TypeScript or also
No,
for
no, no.
JavaScript?
One
JavaScript
second.
too? Okay.
Okay. For everything. This is for every single language. I will suggest you, if you want it, get this book. It's called Naming Things. It's a very thin book. It's a very thin book. It's called The Hardest Problem in Software Engineering, Naming Things. Here in this small book, you have all the convention that you have. It's not even expensive. Naming things. Maybe you can even find a PDF. Maybe you are in the States, you don't have naming thing. You can just find it here. You can find a second hand and everything. And it's a very small book. So it's like 100 pages. It gives you all the different conventions that you can use it in order to write your code. Why this is important? You have to show that you're a professional. Naming things in the right way is good. I'm not talking about the name, but this small thing like a uppercase or namings, or you will find it like a verbs and other stuff. Just find the PDF and read it. And this is not for, this is language agnostic. That means like it doesn't matter which language you write. This will help you a lot. Then this is a convention for computer science. Yes. Okay.
Mario, sorry, just one thing. Is prohibited to mix type and JavaScript?
No, that is the thing. What you are saying with mix?
I mean, I create one variable, let's say just JavaScript. The second, I will choose what type of it should be. Is it fine to do this way some projects? In real?
Yeah. They have a mix between JavaScript and TypeScript. That is the most normal thing that you will have it. I can just show you something very quickly here. Here, for example, I think let me just go. This one is completely TypeScript, but for example, this another application. Look here, I have here I have JavaScript and here I have TypeScript. Then it's completely normal when the project is big that you have mixed. And JavaScript and TypeScript, they can be, if the project is TypeScript, you can write JavaScript. It's completely normal. There is nothing convenient with if you mix it.
Thank you.
Okay, then what is important? TypeScript, it just have one function. And the function of TypeScript is give you type for your function in order to avoid the problems that I was showing to you. You are sending different data and you are returning different data. What is helping you is to know what you are expecting. I am expecting to get this one. Okay. For example, let's create a variable. Let's create a variable that is a number. That is like a, for example, salary. And is the type a string or the type number. The type number. If later you want to say, okay, number equals, if I write this, this is a problem. Look, number refer a type, but here in this case, sorry, equals to 0. Okay, well, I have to initialize it. Salary. Oh man, I sometimes I make some salary. And keep the same, you know, salary is a string and you cannot add it into a number. Here's come the other stuff. I can extend this one and I can say no or a string. Okay, what I am doing in this case, what I am creating right now is an exception, or I am basically, this is calling narrowing. This is called now. That means like a one variable can accept different type of value. Why this could be? I don't know why do you need it, but you can do it. You can have this salary can be number or string. But you know what? It can also be a in this case, a Boolean. Okay, now I am accepting also to adding into a Boolean. But what happened if this one is starting to give you quite a lot of power? Think about it, that now you have an option comes, let's say it like you will have let user, and this user can be main, admin, or for example, in this case can be main, admin, or like I don't know, user.
User.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is, yeah, this is like an easy one. Okay, now look what is happening here. Look, okay, then I just go and I say user. User will be equals to, is not about, in this case, some information. I can say, is a string, no? I can say, look, what is given to me over there? It's already telling me what I can to do. Look, admin for user. The intelligence is immediately telling me all the different options that I have to fulfill this variable itself. If I have add another one, I can say, for example, no logit. No logit. Look, I say no. If I delete this one and I say no logit, is there. The intelligence is already telling me what type of information I can have in this case. This is called an enum. This is called an enum, or enumerated option. I mean, like, it's just like enum or enumerated option that we have. Let me, Mario, but I don't believe you that they say, okay, let's try to put experimental. Experimental doesn't exist, look. I will try again. Experimental doesn't exist. Now, I will add it to my enum. Say, experimental. Now, I added that option. If I go here and I press the experiment, then I have it here.
Mario, can you also put some number or other type of anything, right?
Yeah, you can add it here the different option. Option one, or option let's say null. This is just the different option. Then I can just add the number one, and this is completely valid. I can add the option null, and this is completely valid. I mean, what I am doing here, I am enumerating the type of option that we have. But most of the time, you will just give the option. Why I am doing like that? This is is when you have a limited option for one variable. You don't have to just to add your Boolean string or everything that you need. It's absolutely fine. You can
Uh,
have. Yes?
if they were you're just saying that we can assign like the different type of objects to one variable. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in case of the classes, it's gonna be like inherited classes, so why we need that?
I am going with the most basic right now, result. I had
Okay.
to, yeah, because I didn't even show types. I mean, I am just showing the different option or how we can use it, okay? But yes, exists inheritance, we can exist unions, here omission, here assign it, and we can do it. One thing that I will try to include is we tends to work in functional programming, and it's suggested to go to functional programming instead of going into class-based classes. Suggested,
Okay.
but it's not a rule. It's not, you can do it whenever you want, but it's supposed that functional programming is how JavaScript works the majority of the time. Yes, Victor?
Yeah, I have a like basic question. So the error in TypeScript works different because when in the first function, do you remember when you plus number to the like string or other thing,
Uh-huh.
it showed error, but it's still the function was worked, and but error didn't stop the function. So what is it?
Is that the thing is like remember that TypeScript is a subset of JavaScript. You are adding type. Two things are going to happen. One, the program will not compile. I mean, like that means when you try to put this online, it will not work because TypeScript will tell you, hey, here is an error, right? Here is an error, and you have to solve it. And it's supposed the majority of time. Let me just go here. Just because I have a specific problems here that I can show you.
It's returning exceptions?
No, usually you will just go into your CI. You will be having to checking the type checks, and then here will not be and this get deployed or cannot be shared because you are having this kind of a TypeScript check. I mean, this is part of your work, or not your work, but part of your job that when you're working in TypeScript, that the types have to be checking. If not, it doesn't make sense that you have TypeScript, right? Types check it usually in the CI or in your pipeline. Pipeline is just this GitHub option that is checking everything, and this has to be checking, right? For example, here I have all these types, errors, and this application that they have to be solved before this can to be merged. But it's
How
not
many
like
errors you have? There
a
is a
lot.
lot. Yeah.
57. Don't worry,
Oh,
they were 300. It's already a lot.
okay.
Less.
300. That's
Uh,
outstanding.
no, the thing is like we are trying to. This is an old application, and we are trying to apply some flags, like a strict flags into it, and that is making quite a
Oh,
lot
so
of error.
make it maintainable.
Yes, suppose, but we are here. Just I am saying like the types are checking. Usually, maybe you will not have this one, but you will have something similar. where you will be checking, all your application has to be checking, and some place it has to yell you, right? Like, hey guys, there is a problem. What is a problem? In the types. Okay, then in the types, they are not running, go and check the type. That is it. But JavaScript will run. JavaScript will run because JavaScript, we know it. If I pass to object and I say closet, it will say object, 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 object. And that is the nature of the language. Okay.
But you would need to rewrite the whole code to change the types, right?
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
change the types. Yeah. Okay.
I have 3 weeks working in that. Then
Oh,
yes,
that's
it's normal.
headache.
It's fine. Yeah, but it's fine. They pay me, and it's funny to try to do it. Well, at least for me. Then we have this kind of thing that is happening. The code, as Vector said, will run, but in some places will stop and showing you cannot deploy this, you cannot put this online because you have errors, and you have to remove all the errors in order to go it. It's not something that you will do, but in your job have to do it. If they are not doing it, then doesn't make sense to be using TypeScript. TypeScript
Mario,
yes.
so question about this TypeScript for example, in our projects. Just for example, if we take last project, tip calculator, for example, tip calculator. So the first of all, we will create the code, everything, and then we will create some TypeScript for that, right? I mean, is it how it works? Like, and in that TypeScript, we should write that, for example, this input should be number, this input should be number, and we expected that answer will be number or something like that, right?
Exactly.
So it's
It's
gonna
just
be like I mean, it's gonna be like a separate code that gonna check our main code, right? I mean, separate function that check our main function, right?
exactly.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
But there is nothing. Just one thing you have to install. And if you have the project, I will suggest you to not to have headache. Install a React in TypeScript, and you can just say like a React and TypeScript, like a. I don't know whether you are using Create a React app or something else. I'm not sure what you are using, but you can do it.
With we are
Oh,
using
okay.
with, and it has an option here TypeScript.
Oh, okay. And then you just install a new with that option of TypeScript, and you can just write the same thing that you are having. Like then you have this one, React type, and it's absolutely the same thing. For example, just to go right, create a small. Okay, let me just create one. Okay, the set series. First time that I am using it. The first one, you have to create one component main, and you have to call. First thing, if you call it TX, it will not work. Okay, you will have a lot of it's TSX. Just to give you the first error that you may have, if you call it TS, it will not work. You have to call it TSX, and then we have it here, right? I think that it has to be here, my component, and you just create a function. You create a function. Ugh, I hate this thing. Sorry.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah. Okay. With Grammarly. Okay. Okay. Function, and we call it, right? Component main. And what is important is what you are getting here back. Remember, what we get here, we get our props, and let's say like we have here some, and this is a number, And then you will have here, in this case, another one. I'm not sure, like a number of person, and then you have a number. And you return, and you will return something, right? Here is just duplicate identifier number is because I am just doing it completely wrong. Sorry. Most of the time, when you are working in TypeScript or everything, you will generate something called types, and we call it in this case props. These props is an object, right? That is an object that arrives, and you say sum. What type is sum? It's a number. And in this case, we have here dot comma. Why this is giving me numbers, which is it's because it's equals. Okay, it's number, and then we have the other one that is number of person. Number of person, and let's say like this is also a number. The same thing. Yeah.
Does work for like arrays? If I will have array of numbers, strings, like mixed thing.
Yeah. Well, it will be number array.
But
I am just saying that this is a number array. Look, it's coming over here.
array of numbers, right?
Yes, this is array of numbers. And I can say a string, array of string. This is an object that has two elements. What is a sum? And that is like a, let me just pass here a number.
Thank you.
And let's say here, I will just add this, these fragments. And inside the fragments, I will try to do something. What do you think if going to happen if I try to pass sum here? Look. By the way, we don't need this. If I try to pass sum, that is a number. But I will try to say map. But map is saying, you cannot. Why I cannot use a map into sum?
Arrays.
Because it's number.
Because
Not
it's a
array.
number, yeah. But if I pass number of person, then map in this case is working. Map in this case, X is working. That is why is the important of TypeScript. It's just helping you. Tell me a map exists, everything exists, but what, for example, len exists. But if I try to use that one into sum, then it will not exist. If I say sum.length, oh, look, here is just the what I can use. Okay. If I pass this to a string, look, now I can use all of these different methods that I am having because this method exists. If I pass a string array, then all the different methods that I can use it. With that one, you are already taking a lot of your problems outside your head because you know what type of method you can use it exactly with that element. And you will just need to do this. Yes.
It looks, I don't know why, but it looks like TypeScript for people, for forgetful people. Like, because
Yeah.
in maybe, if you have a very big project, you can just confuse what was. Maybe so.
Yeah.
But now
Or
I really don't. Yet I don't see when I will need to use TypeScript because
Let me just show it something. Let's say it that we have what information you have from a student. Let's create one type. To create one type, you just say the type. Let's go. Usually you write it with uppercase and you say type, and then I will say student. This one will not. This one is student. This student. This student has a name that is in the string. It has a, let's say, an age that is a number. It has the address that is an object. Look, that is an object that have a street that is a string, and that it has a house that is a number. Okay, here I will compose it. And here I will have a student, and this student will be equal to the student. Okay, you have it here. Then let me here, I will get, I also want the student. Okay, I have the student. What is happening? This is a very small object, but I will go and say a student dot, look, I already have access to all the properties of that object. And this, do you know, have you ever have this problem that you are trying to get the property of an object that doesn't exist? Like that property doesn't exist. Here, forget about it. You already have it here. Address. Now, house. You have all the and if this were a so big object that sometimes you have it, this can have something inside. Look, you are having something inside that object that you are having over here. What happened if you try to say tomatoes? Hey, that doesn't exist. And for people like me that make a lot of typos like this, imagine in the future I can say house. House doesn't exist. You name it, house it. And that is giving me the error right away when you are, in this case, going into the object. That is one of the plus that we are having using, in this case, TypeScript. Another thing that we can use in TypeScript. Okay, question so far. All cool. Okay, fine. Then let's review it. We have all the different types that we have it. We have the types like this one, like enum. In order to make it, this is inline, but the majority of the time we cannot have inline. In order to use it, we can create it with the word type. I am creating one type. This type will call the user. Let's say the user. And it will be equals. And I can take all these different options. And here I just say the equals the user. And in this case, I am already creating it. Exists, I think in the future, you will also face something that is called interface, because some people they don't like to use the types. They use something called interface. In there, just interface. Just it will be a little bit different in this case. They do use it for, we just go with and you use interface. The interface are usually objects. For example, interface, let's copy this guy that I did it here. this guy that I did it here. And instead of using types, they will use it in this case, this interface, and we don't need this equal. This is an interface. Both, and in this case, the type, for example, the user equals to, I would just say a string. String. They are similar. At my work, I tend to use types instead of using interfaces. Why? The interfaces, there are not much different between one and another one, but there is some compositive part of interface that they tends to behave more for, in this case, classes that when you are creating it. And personally, in this case, you can just go and check around and which one do you make. When you having the one-liners, just go with the type. If you are having, for example, objects that you are typing objects in this case, you can go with interfaces. You will not have too many difference between one and another, honestly. I have never find the difference between why using one and another one. It tends to be very opinionated that to use a type or to use an interface. Another thing that can be useful for you is narrowing. Is narrowing. Is narrowing. In TypeScript, we can create classes from other classes. Okay. How we do that? Let's say like, I have one class or one, let me just pass this one to a type. I feel more comfortable working with types. At types, and exists something called omit. Omit. On omit, if I am not TypeScript omit, I am not secure. Omit TypeScript is uppercase or lowercase. Omit is uppercase. It's uppercase. Omit, get the type, get the type, get the type. And here, you are just telling me what you want to omit. For example, from that one, I don't want the name. And this one can be, for example, let's say, type the user no name. And we have it here. Let's create two elements. For example, here, I would just say it const t my student, and this one will be equal to t student. And when you create this one, let me add the name. Look, name exists, tomatoes. And then we will have, in this case, age, and we will just pass the type. And then in this case, I also need the address. The address is an object, and this object in this case is an street. It's an street, and something, and then I will have like a house. Okay, and this is a number. My object, I build it. If some of this is missing, it's giving me an error. It's saying, hey, something is missing. Okay, that way, we assure that that one is correct. Now, let's create const student no name. And this one will be the type, how call it? Type, in this case, TU, it's a no name, TU, user no name. Then here we have it. And I will try to just to add the name. No. Why? Because here one, from the type student, I am removing the name. Here the same. Okay, name doesn't exist in the end user no name. And that is what we have it. With this one, we can reduce. Just say omit from a student, this one. I can omit more. You always have to say or I would say age. Age. Now we have, if I want to add now age, in this case, let me see. Then here I say missing. I send, or suppose that age has to be. Let's remove this one. And it's given to. It's because the first problem is not, is dependent of the compiler, but it's giving me the first error. I solve the first error, then it's showing me the second error. It's not showing me that all the errors exist over here. Yes, Vector?
I saw you removed age and name from the original object, or I'm confused. You have two username, two user no name. It's
I am created this one, this type is created from another type. For example, this user is a type. Using the word omit, I can create a tab removing some of the properties of this type. It's like you already have a big type, like you already have this type, and you know, well, I need another type that is very similar to this one, but I just need to remove one element. There are two options. You can create the type like this. You can create the type like this and the type like this. You can create the type and you remove this one, right? But you are repeating yourself. This one and this one are basically the same shape. Age, address, and it's arriving from here.
and you doesn't touch the original object, right?
And you don't touch it.
Okay.
And then what you do is you use omit. What you are saying omit. Okay, take this type and remove these properties. And now you have another type that you only have the address. And let's say that you want to create extended. Extended is even easier. And I can add, for example, here, phone number. And I can say this one is an string. I remove this element. Okay, I need the address. I need the address. The address is an object. The object has, in this case, a street. The street is something. Then I also have the house. And the house is the 15. But it still is giving me an error. Look, the address, a street name, house number is not acceptable to TU user no name. Property number is missing. And just telling me, okay. Okay, then I need to add the phone number with a number. It's an string, look, an string. Then you already have it here. That is adding the shape. Here, if you go over it, this is what you have it. You have the student type, removing the name and the age, and adding the phone number. TypeScript, personally, I don't find it complicated. It's most about what you want and what you want to return in that specific time. Yes, Vector?
I don't understand how works these two dots. So in line 28, I know how it was equal. So user's no name is copy of TS student.
Mhm.
In line 40, for example, in line 40, you have a student no name, and what does mean two dots? What does it?
These two dot means this cons has to match this shape, this contract. What you are doing here, every time that you declare anything, like you declare anything, like for example, number, this dot means what type is this variable? What type is that variable? What you write here is what you are expecting to have in that element. You create a contract with that variable. You are saying this number will be a Boolean. Is it stupid what I am saying? Yes, but this is what I am saying. This number is a Boolean. That is the contract. In this variable, I will add something that is a Boolean. If I pass through, that is correct, right? Because my contract say the number is a Boolean. But if I say, let's say it, let name, and now I make a contract. Okay, what I want to save in that variable. In this variable, I want to save one string. Okay, what you are saving in that variable is a string. If you try to pass a number, you are doing something illegal. Why? Because when you create a variable, you are saying that has to be a string. Then here is giving you error. The type number is not assignable to an string. But if I change this one, then the contract is, in this case, fulfilled. There, I already have two names. There's just a name. Okay. Name is a restricted word that can be referred to the name of your browser. Sometimes we have.
Okay, so by this logic, again, line 42, I'm expecting that my student no name will be as this object, T user no name, right?
Exactly.
And when you opened the scopes, you are like changing what you want. No, no. Oh,
Okay. This is called a reducer. We are reducing the type. Let's think like this one. This student is what you see here, right? This is a function in TypeScript. This is a function in TypeScript. In TypeScript, say like this. Omit getter type and a bunch of options. These options are removed from the student.
yeah, I see.
Okay. And this is and, like a plus, add to the phone number. Then, if we are thinking about it, this T username, it will be like this. I am creating a copy of T student. The name, I don't want it. Okay. The age, I don't want it. Everything else, come with me. And I added it here. And now plus, okay, then I need to add something else. What I need to add? The phone number. And this phone number is a string. That is, this code is generating you this type of object. Let's say, and in this case, if I take this information and I replace it here, it's absolutely the same.
Yeah, this part with omit I understood, yes. Can you explain line 38, please?
This one. Ah, okay. This one.
Yes, please.
Okay. This is just what I am saying. We create a constant. These two dots saying like about a contract. Think about a contract. The contract means what I am going to have inside. What I am going to have inside this, how will look this constant. And I say, this, my student has to have all the properties that are here.
Yeah.
If they don't have it, it's an error.
Mhm. Even if you will not open that scopes, it should contain everything, right?
If not, it will give you if I don't add it,
Uh-huh.
if I don't add, it will give me an error.
An error? Ooh.
Yes. Here.
TS student already contains each properties in that object.
Yes.
But you
But let's say, okay. Let's say that you have a blank, right? A blank. Then you have a form. You go and they give you a blank. This is the blank that you are given to you. And I tell you,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to fill everything.
Yes,
And
yes.
that is what I am doing here. I am telling, hey, Vector, give me this blank full. Then you are filling everything here.
Yeah, I get
Because
Mhm. Yes.
now
It's
that it's full, it's full.
You are setting values. I didn't notice that they're just type of values, not exactly. Yes, you are setting values for each property. Okay. And it will be my student, right?
It will
That
be my student.
new objects will my student. Okay.
Yes, if you go to my student, then you have access to all this one, to all the properties that you have. But this is absolutely like this. Let's think. This is anything, and you give it a blank. You give it a form. They have to fill that form. If they don't fill that form exactly how you are saying, you tell, hey, this is not correct. And that is what we are doing. Because I say in the name, write it. In the age, I want a number. In the address, I want the street and house. And you have to write it because that is what you are expecting. I give you the blank, you fill it, I see it. If you fill it correctly, if not, I give it to you back. No. For example, here, if I find here Boolean, let's say true. No. I told you in the house name, I know that you have house, but I am not asking you that. Give me the number. Ah, okay. Then the house 15. Then that is correct. You are giving me what I am asking you. It's not more than that. Just a contract. I give you the plan.
Yeah. And did you have one more object under this? Okay, yeah, just a second. 51. So student no name, it's new variable. He's taking that again, and you are setting again. Okay.
That is it. And how this help you? Well, the idea is like later, if I want to make an operation, I know that I can have that object contains the element that I want. It's just for security for you. It's nothing more.
Did you have
And
before student no name variable? Because this
no,
one
no,
is
no.
green, that one
The-
is white. I mean, what difference?
No, nothing. That is, I just was making it here, but this is just a type. What we can do next class is bring one of your project and we type it and we see what is the difference. But I can say for a small project, it's nice to have it, but when you have an object that they are too deep inside, then you will see the power of TypeScript in that case. Questions so far? Okay, if there are no questions so far, Next class, we will continue with TypeScript because I don't want you to go too much. And the first part of the class, we will see, in this case, trees. And in the second part of the class, we will just go with something extra, okay? I will go a little bit more with TypeScript, and then maybe I will add you some, I don't know, some GraphQL or something like that. For maybe you arrive to this class if I don't give you just algorithm all the time.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Mm,
baby.
Will we
Okay.
do some at least small project only with TypeScript?
Yeah,
Just-
sure. That I want to tell you. Next class, let's bring one of your project because I will not code it, and we just pass it to
Okay.
TypeScript.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very good idea. Thank you so much, Mario.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for the class.
All the time.
Yeah, thank you, Maria.
You're welcome.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.